Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE 2k15 Universe Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz, and we're kicking off this week's Monday Night Raw with none other than the former WWE Champion, Seth Rollins, the man who will join Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose in the WrestleMania main event. Triple threat action at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. Seth Rollins has earned the right to be in that matchup by defeating Dean Ambrose last week on Raw. And he had a little bit of assistance, of course, by Roman Reigns, who was ringside. So tonight we're going to hear about Seth Rollins and hear about his story and hear about what he has to say about his upcoming WrestleMania main event matchup. Seth Rollins is out here tonight to address his win last week. After all, Seth Rollins could be voted the Raw Superstar of the Year. Of course, the Slammy Awards voting has started, and we need more of your nominee suggestions. So check out the link in the description down below to vote on the Slammy Awards. But first, let's go check out what Seth Rollins has to say. You all thought I wouldn't do it, huh? You all thought I would miss out on WrestleMania, but here I am. I'm gonna be in the main event of the biggest event of them all. I am going to win back my WWE Championship that I should never have lost to Roman Reigns at the Elimination Chamber. But to be honest, maybe that was a blessing in disguise, because it's the wake-up call that I need and the wake-up call that I'm going to use at WrestleMania to win back my title. So what's the deal between Roman Reigns and I? Do I like the guy? No. But Paul Heyman has been offering me a bit of a deal on the side to assist Roman Reigns in his endeavors to take down Dean Ambrose for Paul Heyman. So I suppose I've been a bit of a sidekick in helping out when I can to try and make things a little bit tougher for Dean Ambrose. And in exchange for my services, Paul Heyman organized an opportunity to get myself in the main event. And that's exactly what I did last week when I beat Dean Ambrose right in the middle of the ring. No excuses. Dean, I beat you once again. Added to the list of the amount of times I've beaten you in the past. So whilst Paul Heyman and I may be on the same page for the short time being, Roman Reigns and I are definitely not. And Roman Reigns, he had no choice but to go along with this. Roman Reigns and I, we're not friends, we're not partners, we're not getting back together. The band is certainly not coming back for one more tour. Roman Reigns and I, we're going to finish what we've been doing for the past number of months at WrestleMania. Roman Reigns is just a pawn in Paul Heyman's game, and Paul Heyman wants to take down Dean Ambrose, and Paul Heyman helped Roman Reigns become the champion. So Roman Reigns is obliged to work with myself and Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman will stop at nothing to take down Dean Ambrose, and I will stop at nothing at WrestleMania to win back my WWE Championship that I should never have lost. I took one for the team, Paul. And at WrestleMania, whether it's Dean Ambrose or Roman Reigns, if one of those two men get in my way of winning back my title, I will put them down with a curb stomp or a pedigree. I don't care who it is, I don't care who you are, what you've got, I will take you down because Roman Reigns has something that I want. Dean Ambrose is trying to take it from me, and both men will be defeated by the future. Wait, no. I'm not the future anymore. I am the man right now. And at WrestleMania, I'm taking back what is rightfully mine. And I'm taking back my throne at the top of the mountain. And Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose can get back in line because this is my show and I'm taking it back. Ladies and gentlemen, Seth Rollins means business heading in towards WrestleMania, which is 2 weeks away. We're here with this week's Monday Night Raw, and we've pretty much finalized all but a couple of matches on the WrestleMania card, and the full WrestleMania card is now available up on the website, BrendenPlayz.com. I haven't updated it for the last few days, but I got around to updating it today, so if you want to check out the full card and you're not sure, go ahead and do that. So, another match we need to announce this week. Mark Henry and Kane will face Cesaro and Kid for the tag team titles at WrestleMania. Tonight, Mark Henry goes one-on-one with Cesaro. Brie Bella, the former Divas champion, goes one-on-one with the number one contender, Naomi. And as well as that, we have Dean Ambrose, the number one contender at WrestleMania. Of course, part of the triple threat matchup. We'll go one-on-one with Sheamus. Roman Reigns goes one-on-one with Randy Orton as well. Paul Heyman will be joining Roman Reigns, of course. The New Day in action, coming up against the Ascension. Both teams missing out on a tag team title shot, but we'll see who has the momentum heading in towards Mania themselves, and perhaps a future title shot is in line for them. The Rock is back in action here tonight, our new Raw GM. He's in action with teaming up with Ryback to take on Triple H and Dolph Ziggler. This is going to be a huge match, folks. Ziggler and The Rock get their hands on one another. Ryback and Triple H get their hands on one another. Brie Bella, an upset win over Naomi there. Sheamus, an upset win over Dean Ambrose. Okay, so a couple of our #1 contenders losing it tonight. Roman Reigns, the champion, getting beaten by Randy Orton. What is going on tonight? What a strange night. The New Day pick up the win. We'll go ahead and play the Kane matchup. The Kane and Mark Henry matchup, I should say, who will be facing the team of Cesaro and Kid, our tag team champions, at WrestleMania, of course. We're going to check in to see how these guys are going about their business here tonight. Mark Henry coming up against Cesaro one-on-one. This is going to be a good one, I think. And we'll see how Cesaro fares against the world's strongest man. Cesaro, a very strong man in his own right. So we'll have to see how he can match up against Mark Henry. So Mark Henry and Kane, I mean, all of a sudden, they have gone from being a team with potential, and we've talked about it in the pre-show episodes in the past, and I think we mentioned it at the Royal Rumble pre-show, certainly alluded to it at the Elimination Chamber one, that Mark Henry and Kane were just on the cusp. You know, they're always the team in the back of their mind, thinking they could really step up. So the Hall of Destruction, and that's right, that's the team. I keep forgetting that we've actually got a team name for them, but it's the Hall of Destruction, and thanks to you guys again for voting on that one. I actually really like that name. Hall of Destruction, you know, they've gone from a team that's been, yeah, okay, to really the last 2 weeks on Raws and main events, they have just gone into a whole, you know, new level. This is crazy how good they've been. And honestly, they are truly the deserving #1 contenders. And I know a lot of you guys in the comment section were saying, give these guys a tag team title shot. And that's exactly what they're going to get, because they've certainly earned it. They certainly deserve it. And Mark Henry and Kane, the Hall of Destruction, I think could be a really good long-term team. I think it's a team that, you know, has the veteran experience. Both men, you know how to be in a tag team, know how to be successful, know how to win championships, so much experience there, and, you know, there's so much success throughout their whole careers. You know, I think they could really put all that together and really create a fantastic team. Of course, Kane's a former tag team champion here in Universe Mode. Mark Henry, a former world heavyweight and intercontinental champion in Universe Mode. So Henry's done quite a lot for himself here as well. He's won 2 singles championships. Not many guys have been able to say that. I think he might have been the first one to win 2 singles championships. So Mark Henry's been very successful in his own right. And now Kane and Henry, the last few months, they haven't really been doing all that much. And now it's time to put themselves back in the tag team title picture. And perhaps at WrestleMania we might see new tag team champions. And honestly, I think it could happen. I mean, Cesaro and Kid have been very good in their own right, but Mark Henry and Kane are just on such a huge roll. I think whoever wins this matchup tonight could be a real kind of turning point in this situation. We could really find out who has the momentum heading in, because to me, Mark Henry and Kane have all the momentum. Cesaro and Kid haven't had that many matches, and if they haven't been all that impressive. But Henry and Kane, my goodness, they have been on the ball. Very, very good. Beat the New Day a number of times. So Henry and Kane, in my opinion, are the team to beat, and Cesaro and Kid have their work cut out for them at WrestleMania. That is for damn sure. Henry hitting back now on Cesaro. He's against the ropes, but Cesaro's trying to fight out of that. And now he takes down Mark Henry as well. Alrighty guys, so we're going to go ahead and get prepared to take a quick little break. And I just want to remind you guys that I want to say thank you for all the support over the past few months. Been fantastic to see all of you guys still watching the video. So just want to give a quick thank you to everyone, and we're going to get ready to take just a short little break up, and we'll be back after this. Have your say about this year's Slammy Awards by signing up to forums at BrendenPlayz.com/forums and checking out the official link in the description down below. Have your say on each of the Slammy Awards and help select the nominees. Alrighty, we're back here on Raw, and yes, make sure you guys do help me out with those Slammy Awards. The first Slammy Award is already up for voting. It'll be the Brand of the Year, Raw or SmackDown, so that's already available to vote for on the forums at BrendenPlayz.com/forums. There's a big Slammy Awards section. I'm going to link it all in the description down below for you guys to make it easy for you, but all the Slammy Award votings will take place on the forums. It's just so much easier to do it over there. So make sure you do create a free account over there and make sure you give your say and let me know who you vote for, because at the moment I think SmackDown is in the lead for Brand of the Year, and I think they've got maybe 60-70% of the vote. So make sure you do leave a vote over there. Don't go anywhere. Make sure you get those votes in, and don't forget, because the Slammy Awards are really a cool thing. I mean, we make a quick video about it just to kind of let you guys know how it all goes about. You know, after WrestleMania, we're going to make a quick video about it, and you guys have the opportunity to kind of vote for who you want. And you can, for the nominee section, you guys come along and you give some suggestions on who you would like to see win each award, who you think deserves to win each award, and we compile everyone's thoughts and opinions together when we create a poll, and you guys can vote for the best out of those 5 options in the poll. So you guys have your opportunity to kind of give your input on who you think should win, and then again we come back for the voting and the official voting, and we decide who is actually the winner. So it's going to be pretty cool. I mean, it's not an episode of Raw or SmackDown. Some people think I'm going to do like a whole episode about it. It's not an episode. It's just a separate video with me showing some clips. If you haven't seen last year's episode, go check that out. It's going to be pretty much the same as that one. I'm going to do it in the same kind of fashion. So check that out, and perhaps I might link that in the description down below for you guys to see as well. So the Slammy Awards is going to be fantastic, so please get on that and really support that. The forums, BrendenPlayz.com/forums is the place to do that. And why not, you know, give your WrestleMania opinions and other things like that on the forums as well whilst you're there, and kind of let me know what you're thinking about WrestleMania and how you kind of view it right now. Let me know in the comment section down below as well. Just kind of give me your thoughts and opinions on the WrestleMania card so far, what you do like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see in the future going beyond WrestleMania, what matches you would have liked to have seen. And when I say that, don't give me like a, oh my god, I wanted to see Honky Tonk Man versus the Great Khali. Come on, let's be real. But, you know, some realistic matches that you probably thought, oh man, I wish that was on the card instead. You know, we should have done that one. Or, you know, who knows, we could do it in the future. But let me know. I'm always open to suggestions, and I do read a lot of you guys' suggestions and comments, so trust me, I am reading, I am checking them out. So if you do have any ideas, make sure you hit me up and let me know. Cesaro's in the ring right now. Mark Henry's just kind of stunned and dazed right now. Kane's over there kind of protecting his teammate, and now Kane's going to have a hold of Cesaro. The referee doesn't call for disqualification for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. But Cesaro going in the... Henry's going in the ring now to join Cesaro. What's Henry got planned now for Cesaro? Opportunity here for Mark Henry, perhaps put Cesaro away. Oh, big time spine buster. That might be the move to do it. Here we go now. Mark Henry looking to put him away. Cesaro in some trouble. Tag team champion kicks out just in the nick of time at the 2 count. Mark Henry trying to get back to his feet now. And Henry is there. But Cesaro with a big right hand trying to stay in it. And uh-oh. Cesaro. Wait a minute. Here we go. Neutralizer. Well, I was not expecting that. That is for sure. Cesaro showing his strength and power to hit the neutralizer on Mark Henry and his team. Cesaro and Kid has the momentum heading in towards the big event, WrestleMania. Just like that, I thought honestly Mark Henry was going to put Cesaro away, but Cesaro showing his strength there, hitting the neutralizer on Mark Henry, and he truly did neutralize Mark Henry. He was not able to move anymore, and that was it. Lights out, game over. Mark Henry unable to win tonight. Here it was. Look at the power and strength of Cesaro. Unbelievable there. And so the Hall of Destruction take a bit of a step back. It's been all momentum for them tonight. Perhaps, you know, a bit of a reality check that they are beatable. And heading in towards WrestleMania, they are a little bit vulnerable if they're not careful. Cesaro, a huge win. And the tag team champions have the momentum heading in, which is so crucial at this stage of the game. 2 weeks to go until WrestleMania. Cesaro on top of the world here tonight as we get ready for our next matchup. And it's going to be, this one's going to be even bigger. This is going to be huge. One of the biggest matches in a long time here on Raw. And here is the game. Triple H, one of the participants in this one here tonight, teaming up with Dolph Ziggler. The game, Triple H, has been confirmed to have a matchup against Ryback at WrestleMania. Tonight we get a bit of a sneak preview of that one. Triple H and Ryback had an absolute classic matchup, which I think a lot of you guys did suggest for the Slammy Award for Match of the Year. So that one is going to be a hell of a matchup at WrestleMania. Can they replicate it? Perhaps even outdo each other? Here comes Dolph Ziggler, our US champion, and I suppose, I don't know if he's lucky, but he's got a bit of a reprieve. He doesn't have to defend the championship at WrestleMania. He has an opportunity for the WWE Championship if he can beat The Rock, and that's going to be one hell of a task in itself. And here comes the big guy, the former World Heavyweight Champion. This time last year was the World Champion. So Ryback looking to get himself back on the top of the card, and I suppose a victory over Triple H at WrestleMania will be the thing to do that for Ryback. He and Triple H have had a couple of epic battles already, and now that rivalry is going to continue on. And here comes, well, the new Raw interim GM. And his GM duties, yes, they're continuing tonight, but his in-ring status, well, he's going to put that first because The Rock is back in the ring for the first time in a long, long time, getting prepared for a tag team matchup here tonight and warming up for his WrestleMania encounter with Dolph Ziggler. And we'll talk more about that in a moment, how that one all went down. Of course, in the last couple of weeks of Raw, we've seen Dolph Ziggler being very, very frustrated. And last week, The Rock revealed himself as the GM of Monday Night Raw. And now Dolph Ziggler, well, he wanted to know who's been calling the shots. He wanted to know who's been, messing around with him, who's been making him defend his championship over and over. It's been The Rock. All this time, it's been The Rock. And The Rock, his reasoning behind it, he wants to know if Dolph Ziggler truly is ready for the big time. He wants to test Dolph Ziggler out, and he doesn't personally believe Dolph Ziggler is ready yet. Ziggler disagrees. And at WrestleMania, The Rock will give him an opportunity. If Ziggler can beat The Rock at WrestleMania and one of the biggest matches of Dolph Ziggler's career, I mean, perhaps the biggest, well, that's going to skyrocket Dolph Ziggler to the top of Monday Night Raw. The Rock in the matchup now. Triple H and The Rock. So much history between these two, and this is an opportunity for these two guys to go after each other once again. Of course, Triple H and The Rock had a matchup at TLC last year. Actually, the year before that now, actually. A couple TLCs ago, I should say. I guess we are in now year number 3 here in Universe Mode, which is kind of crazy, isn't it? I mean, that's really is very, 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 very crazy. But The Rock now wants to get himself back in this ring now. Ryback hesitant. Instead, Triple H and Ryback now going to go after one another. Triple H with a clothesline taking down the big guy. And last time these two met in a one-on-one matchup, Ryback was getting stretched out of the arena, but Triple H wasn't having any of it. Made sure he kept going on Ryback on that occasion and kept on fighting. And Ryback was destroyed on that night. Triple H making a statement. What a huge comeback match it was. And of course, those two met again at the Elimination Chamber. And now WrestleMania will be the final pit stop, perhaps, in the rivalry between Triple H and Ryback, which has all been about Triple H and Ryback, the history between the two of them. Ryback, you go back to it, Ryback was Triple H's, protege. He was pet project. Triple H wanted Ryback to become the new face of Raw, and Ryback it just didn't happen. I think it was more of a case of bad timing. Randy Orton was on top of the world. Ryback had a lot of pressure on him, and he just wasn't good enough on that occasion. And don't forget, Ryback went from SmackDown to Raw, so that's such a huge transition as well. So I think it's just bad timing for Ryback. And Triple H and Ryback never really got their differences sorted out. They never really, had a matchup or anything like that at the time. And when Triple H came back, he felt as though it was the right time to kind of address the situation and get the bad blood out. And then we saw it in their matchup, which was just an absolute classic on Monday Night Raw. I think, personally, I think that might be my match of the year. I think the CM Punk and Chris Jericho matchup on SmackDown that we had as well was a very, very popular choice as well. So make sure, of course, you do give your say on that one. But it's such a lot of great matches, but definitely, I suppose, in recent times, Triple H and Ryback's match was such a hell of a matchup, so physical and so back and forth. And in the end, Triple H got the victory. Took the chocolates on that occasion, and Ryback was put out of action for at least a couple of weeks there. So The Rock now coming after Dolph Ziggler, so this is a bit of a sneak peek of what to expect at WrestleMania as well. Ziggler's been on such a huge roll. Nobody's been able to beat this guy. And The Rock, I think he believes he can beat Dolph Ziggler. I think The Rock believes that he's going to give Dolph Ziggler a reality check. And of course, if Dolph Ziggler loses at WrestleMania, he has to vacate the United States Championship, and he has to go to SmackDown because The Rock is going to terminate his Monday Night Raw contract And Dolph Ziggler will obviously sign with SmackDown because Dolph Ziggler's already been offered a contract by Edge. So this is such a huge match at WrestleMania. Ziggler's career is on the line, but if Ziggler wins, then he gets the one-on-one opportunity for the WWE Championship. I believe The Rock said he gets it at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. I wouldn't exactly trust that one, but perhaps that might come into fruition. Hopefully for Ziggler's case, if he does win, that does happen. But that's when The Rock did promise his championship opportunity. Ziggler now coming after The Rock! Taking down The Rock again. Perhaps a cover's on the cards. Not going to be just quite yet. Now Ziggler, what's he got planned now? Picks up The Rock. And a beautiful suplex. Down goes The Rock. It's a bit of ring rust perhaps from The Rock here. And this is probably a smart idea here from the GM. You know, oh, DDT. Down goes The Rock. I was going to say, you know, The Rock hasn't been in the ring for such a long time. And to get in a match like this one, very physical, very fast-paced, against two of Monday Night Raw's best, is a good way to get himself back into ring shape. It's going to be a tough challenge, of course, but you don't want to go into WrestleMania unprepared. And The Rock is at least getting in there and seeing how he goes against Dolph Ziggler early on. And both men can obviously adjust to one another's strategies and, you know, their movesets at WrestleMania as well, with an opportunity to kind of learn each other's game here in this one right now. But at the moment, The Rock is in control. Ziggler's trying to fight back though, and Ziggler has a hold of The Rock. It's kind of been suplex after drumroll suplex, and now The Rock's sent down again. Ziggler's trying to perhaps put The Rock away. No, he's going to come after The Rock again. The show-off, showing off again, like he does best. The Rock's in some trouble, that is for sure. Ziggler with a big-time clothesline, sending down The Rock. And now perhaps he's going to look for that tag. In comes the game, Triple H. Triple H back in it now. The Rock trying to get back to his feet. You can see The Rock just struggling a little bit. Obviously, you know, a bit of fatigue and, you know, not having that recent matches, and you know, it's certainly weighing on The Rock, and he's going to tag out. Luckily for The Rock, he does have Ryback in his corner to help out and assist, and now these two men will go after each other once again. So Triple H, you know, already has the big one-up on Ryback already. It'd be fantastic for Triple H to win again at WrestleMania, because that would be a great way for Triple H to kind of reinsert himself back in the top in the WWE Championship division, because he hasn't been there for such a long time now. He, like The Rock, took some time off, tried to kind of reignite his career. And some say if Triple H doesn't beat Ryback, then that might be the end of Triple H. Triple H may no longer be here on Raw, because Triple H may no longer be good enough. So it's such a lot of, you know, just a lot is on the line at WrestleMania for both men. Ryback wants to finally get this opportunity here on Raw to become a champion, and Triple H wants to still prove to the world that he can still do it. DDT there by Dolph Ziggler. Now Ryback's in some trouble. Here we go now. Ziggler trying to put him away. The Rock's not going to let it happen though. And still, this matchup is still alive right now. Ryback sent into the corner there. Sorry, Ziggler sent in the corner there by Ryback, I should say. Now Ziggler's in some trouble. What's Ryback thinking about doing now? Oh, he decides to go for the tag. I suppose that's a good idea. I mean, if you wanted to get the tag, it's a good way to kind of take your opponent out of the equation. Now The Rock back in it there with Dolph Ziggler, perhaps trying to pick up the scraps here. Triple H wanted the tag. Ziggler's not going to be able to do it though. The Rock now, belly to belly. Ziggler trying to get back to his feet. The Rock still striking away. Now it's Ziggler, but The Rock has a counter for everything Ziggler throws at him. And that's the experience of The Rock there, right into play. And now The Rock sending Ziggler into the corner. What has the Great One got planned for us now? The former People's Champion is now known as The Rock's Champion. I suppose it's the authority right now, the authority figure here on Raw. Some great athleticism there by The Rock and Ryback, taking down Ziggler. And Ryback's just slamming away and making sure Ziggler cannot get back to his feet, and that's not a bad idea. Oh, Famouser there! Well, I was about to say Ryback's in control, but Ziggler out of nowhere with a Famouser. But still, unable to get the victory. The Rock is in there to make sure that does not happen. And now Ryback has Ziggler up and is going to slam him straight down. That might be enough. And now Ryback's going to tag in the GM, his new boss. The Rock is coming in now to perhaps pick up the scraps and finish off Dolph Ziggler. And oh, Dolph Ziggler went after Ryback, and he got caught there though. And now The Rock sending him into the middle of the ring. And now The Rock, uh-oh, the sharpshooter, yes it is, it's applied, the sharpshooter, will Ziggler tap? Yes he will, Dolph Ziggler has to tap out. The Rock has done it, his first match back, and he's made the champion of the United States tap out, something that nobody's been able to do, nobody's been able to beat this man, and The Rock in his first match back makes him tap in the middle of the ring. The sharpshooter, too much for Ziggler to handle. And The Rock, what a way to come back, and a huge statement just has been made. The Rock is back tonight, defeating Dolph Ziggler, and this just made the WrestleMania match that just a little bit more interesting. The Rock has a one-up on Dolph Ziggler. Ryback gets a victory over Triple H as well. These two men, very, very good tonight. Certainly Ryback had a lot to play in that situation, had a huge say in that final moment of the matchup there. Well done to both these men. WrestleMania is coming, folks. Make sure you leave a like on this video. It'd be fantastic if we can get, I don't know, 3 likes. That'd be fantastic. Make sure you subscribe already, and of course, make sure you do check out the Patreon to get yourself WrestleMania early for just $1 pledge to the cause. Thanks, guys, for watching. Check out the Slammy Awards and leave your nominations and vote on the brand of the year. More Slammy Award votings will be coming. Stay tuned. I'll let you guys know on the Twitter and the Facebook when that happens. Thanks, guys, for watching. See you next time.